Let's do that.
Yeah, over here, there's a picture of, I think we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance from town meeting or something.
Yeah,
And I was looking at that and it's like, gone.
I know.
It's like, geez.
Right?
Yeah.
Town floor.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, hey, how are you?
You're back. Here it is back. Yeah. Girls have a wedding season.
What's that?
Oh,
My girls? My guys did pretty well. It was good. Actually, my girls did pretty well. From where they were coming from.
Yes.
Jeff, whatever, wherever you want to go. And can you hand him Jessica his sign? Thank you.
This?
Yes.
It's a-
Thank you. Yes. No, yes. Is Jane coming or are you guys doing it? You sure you're not doing it? Jane isn't here yet. But she'll probably be here in a minute. This is her son and daughter-in-law that live in the main house. with him.
Since August.
I know, I should ask you, I should say, how was your Thanksgiving, your Christmas, your Valentine's? He's gonna ask, the chair is gonna ask the applicants a question, so if she doesn't come, you're gonna have to, yeah. And I have the paperwork here, and you can read right from it.
Nope, just you and.
I feel like they have a good thing.
There's a good. Yeah.
You can't use that.
I'm talking about.
Well, we'll get started now. So we're normally a board of 5. We had one person who will not be here this evening. So there are only 4 of us. To approve your application, you need to have 3 votes in favor. If it's a tie, then we keep deliberating until it's not a tie. You have the option of moving forward tonight, or waiting until next month if you would like to wait for a board of 5. You good report? Okay, you're game. No, just kidding.
I'm good with 4.
Good before, okay. Good. This evening, we're hearing 2 applicants. The first is number 2026-1, Jane Bradstreet, Frederick Bradstreet, and Lauren A. Bradstreet. It is a request for an equitable waiver of the side yard setback for an existing detached accessory dwelling unit, ADU, in the R2 district. The request is submitted pursuant to section 14.7.4 of the Hopkinton zoning ordinance. The property is located at 333 Gould Hill Road, tax map 240 lot 32. What we'll do is I'll have the applicant come forward and sit right here, front and center. Anyone who speaks, if you'll state your name and your address. We'll hear first from the applicant, and then any abutters in favor, any abutters opposed, and then from the applicant again. But first things first, we'll hear from you. And so if you would mind
There you
reading the questions and the answers. If you didn't have the formal audience, then it would just be way of the talk, but this we will go ahead and do the whole thing.
So you want me to just read number 1?
Read number 1, yeah, the
The
question.
violation was unknown. Lauren Bradstreet, 333 Gould Hill Road, Hopkinton, New Hampshire.
Perfect.
That number 1, that the violation was unknown to the owner, owner's predecessors, owner's agents, or representative or municipal official until after the structure in violation had been subsequently completed, or until after a lot or other division of land in violation had been conveyed to a bona fide purchaser for value, i.e., an innocent purchaser had no knowledge or reason to know of any problems, and who in good faith paid him. So the answer, the violation was unknown to the property owner, the owner's contractor and subcontractors, and municipal office officials until after the structure had been substantially completed. The violation was identified upon review as a build survey prepared following construction. Number 2, that the violation was caused by good faith error in measurement or calculation by an owner or agent or an error in interpretation of the ordinance or its applicability by a municipal official in the process of issuing a permit while that official was acting within the scope of his or her duty. Answer, the violation was caused by good faith error related either to site conditions encountered during layout or to the placement of structure during the construction. For example, ledge was encountered that affected foundation placement, and one portion of the foundation was pinned to ledge rock. While delayed submission of the as-built survey prevented earlier identification of the dismissal discrepancy, there was no intentional disregard of the zoning ordinance or misrepresentation in the permitting process. 3, that no public or private nuisance may be created by the violation. The setback encroachment, answer, the setback encroachment does not create a public or private nuisance. The structure is a residential in nature, is approximately 575 feet plus or minus from the public roadway, and more than 200 feet from the Custer residence. Does not affect traffic, drainage, utilities, or public safety, and is inconsistent with the rural residential character of the area. The dimensional nonconformity results solely from the garage being attached to the accessory dwelling unit and does not otherwise alter the scale, use, or character of development in the neighborhood. Number 4, there will be no diminution of value of the property in the area. Answer, the violation will not result in diminution of value of the properties in the area. The accessory dwelling unit is an accessory to an existing single-family residence, is situated on a large lot and is not visible from the public roadway, and is more than 200 feet back from the abutting residence, but closely associated with the encroached side yard setback. Number 5, that the violation will not interfere or adversely impact any present or permissible future uses of any such property. And answer, the setback encroachment does not interfere with or adversely impact or present or permissible future use of abutting properties. The reduced setback does not limit access, developmental potential, or lawful use of the abutting parcels. The encroachment is 4.6 feet at the greatest point of the garage attached to the ADU. Number 6, that due to the degree of past construction or investment, the cost to correct the violation so far outweighs the public benefit to be gained, that it would be inequitable to require the violation to be corrected. Answer, due to the degree of completed construction and investment, the cost and hardship associated with correcting the violation would far outweigh any public benefit gained by strict enforcement. Removal of the portion of the garage that encroaches into the side yard setback would likely render the garage unusable and would require substantial reconstruction or relocation. In addition, the portion of the accessory dwelling unit attached to the garage would also require significant reconstruction. The public benefit of strict enforcement in this instance is minimal, while the resulting impact on the property owner would be substantial. Thank you.
Thank you. I think he owes you dinner.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Any questions for the applicant?
I have a question. So, it seems there was 2 violations here, one being the failure to submit the as-built survey as required by the permit. Do you know why that wasn't submitted on time prior to the framing inspection?
Perfect, actually, to do the brief over the road.
Thank you.
No, not officially sure why that didn't. There's. She was the current owner of the property when the building was happening. All this was really completed. I know my wife and I were there when the surveyor did show up. I didn't know it was supposed to be done before the framing was done. I didn't know that there was an issue till after the survey was done. So I do not have a answer to why that was not, completed on the appropriate time.
Thank you. And then, of course, the second is the discrepancy in the, building into the lot line set.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the only way it would have been avoided if they had done that, surveying of it.
Or submitted.
Well, they would have had still moved the foundation. You know, for the house
Yes,
and this, so it wouldn't been a simple fix, but
I hear you. I mean,
no, I'm not saying that to you, but I'm just making that comment. And typically what happens, because I know you're, both of you are on the spot here, is the owner relies on their contractor to do all this work.
Their agent.
Yes,
yeah, I mean, that's where I think the hiccup mess up is
Yeah.
there's somebody not getting somebody on site at the appropriate.
and as I indicated to the chair before the meeting, it is also our office, me, being one person, who probably should have followed up on it sooner, but I did not until the issuance of the occupancy permit, so.
So Karen, is it common to have an ADU permit with that prior requirement, that a standard requirement that that the as-built should be submitted prior to the framing inspection?
Yes. Yeah.
So it wasn't unusual.
No, it wasn't unusual, but also it's not unusual not to get it immediately prior to framing. We are pretty relaxed. So for example, if we assume they've got a large parcel, they're not right near the line, we probably, you know, wouldn't hold them up from construction, you know, and work with them.
Anticipating there would be a setback.
Yeah, yes, and in this case, we, you know, probably should have done something sooner and we didn't realize it until we went to issue the occupancy.
Okay.
Nor did Mrs. Bradstreet know anything about it.
No. The flag is there and it's a, wait a minute. But I've talked about Annie and Brad Custer, who are the only butters who are impacted, because I can now see them, and they have.
And Jane, didn't you say Mr. Custer was there often during construction?
Yes, and when we were deciding where to put the house, you know, and the garage and the house, how it was gonna be set. And Ned and Warren, you know, knowing that they eventually would become the owners that had a say in where it was going. And there was some issue, I do remember, Seth Holmes was doing all the foundation, you know. And I know there was quite a bit of ledge, I mean, it's all ledge, but there was a particular piece of ledge he didn't like, and I think when he was talking about the angle of the driveway, he didn't want water. You know, he didn't want a downhill into the garage, he wanted to get it so that the water could flow away from the front door. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your schematic of the property. It doesn't look like you could get any further away from the main house. But at the same time, I'm familiar with the land up there and it's not flat by any means.
It's very nice, flat and very ledge.
Yeah.
And I think being up there, that the way, if you haven't been up there, where the ADU is, the larger part, it's pretty close to the edge of the,
Oh, yeah.
so while it looks like while it looks like they could shift it back, they're right on the edge of,
It's I'm very happy.
Any other questions? Alrighty, well, thank you very much.
We acknowledge it as a good thing. You should have been right on time.
There are any abutters who would like to speak in favor of the applicant? Are there any abutters who would like to speak in opposition of the applicant? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public testimony. Or talk amongst yourselves. Part of the it seems like we've had this problem before where companies, I don't know if they want to check it twice or what. That's part of the problem. And the other problem is, we didn't catch it in time people. Certainly that's not that. It's all. It's not wrong. I don't think this invitation.
It seems that there are two violations, whether it's not, it's the applicant's responsibility to submit that, but it sounds like as a matter of course, it's not something that the town expects, what Karen said in advance on the building, so barring that, I mean, in light of that, I don't think that's necessarily an issue. It doesn't seem like there's a big impact, it's really de minimis. And, I think the building.
If the houses were 20 feet apart, that would be something, but it sounds like there's a lot of this.
Yeah, it feels like a sort of a honest mistake, if you will. In such a remote location there, and with no objections from the abutters, it's my normal thing back and just makes me Steve. We were probably not in situation, but just sort of on a side on that is, do we have a surveyor check when they have the links? That would seem to be the time to check per se, but not when they
Yeah.
have the concrete in the ground.
So usually concrete and footings will go in the same day. And so how it's been in the last few years, when you can get concrete, we can't hold them. I mean, you shouldn't hold them up because they may not get it for another few weeks because of other people. So we used to do at the time of concrete footings during a slow time, but we've changed it because they might wait another month to get their concrete for their foundation. So we changed it to before framing.
After they have their boards in, that would seem to be the time, because that's if you can.
Correct. So,
The
yeah, right now, there's a new house, couple of them going in on Pine Street. They did the forms, footings, and poured walls all in the same day. So if we had the forms in, and then they had to wait for the surveyor to come out and do that, it would hold them up. And then we had held them up before the walls to do, and it financially, it's not, we could do it, but I don't know that it would be something, a small community like us having one building inspector who's part-time, whether or not it's realistic.
And so I guess sort of right there, right?
Correct.
Push ahead and work on free. You gotta be sure. I mean, I know I was gonna ask for the contractor, what covered that before, we had a particular person.
Yeah.
That, including once is one thing.
Yeah.
But
The only time there's a wait, because the code requires so many days after you pour the foundation to wait before.
right, sure.
Yes, that would be the time we could do it, but still, again, there's still. It would be partially our fault because we let them wait and the cost to, rectify it, but I don't know, there's probably a better way.
Yeah, it's a total aside, it's not related to the side. Okay, so we could talk about it another time, but.
Snack on something he said, I think it's relevant, of course, with the butter state, I almost think, in this instance, especially the bigger picture, is that the public benefit is an outweighed by the detriment to the applicant, even bigger than the butters.
Yeah, there's.
And to add, you know, out of, we'll say we'll go 10 years, we may come across 2 of these, you know. So, yeah, but, but, so we're very fortunate that throughout the inspection process, that majority of them are very confident as to where the structures are going.
Yeah, that's awesome, Matt, is that for the criteria in terms of some questions, it's the benefit. Doesn't know when cost of a little.
I mean, at some point, there may be an applicant where it doesn't. You know, a factory, a waterway, or I don't know, any kind of situation like that. It may not outweigh it.
Absolutely, I think that's why they've kept to us.
Yeah. Is there a motion for the board?
I make a motion to approve the equitable waiver.
Second. Edie, how do you vote?
In favor?
In favor? And I vote in favor, so it's unanimous. Congratulations. You can still live there.
Don't need to rip it up.
Now I have to go in with the garage door.
We could always tear it down. I'm just kidding. No, you're all set. And I'll send you a decision so you have it for your records. Okay, you're welcome.
Have a good night.
And our second application is number 2026-2, Donald R. Rose, applicant. Daniel and Sarah French, owners. Request for a special exception to permit conversion of a single-family detached dwelling into a two-family attached dwelling. The request is submitted pursuant to table of uses 3.6.a.5 of the Hopkinton zoning ordinance. The property is located off of Farmington Corner Road, tax map 266, lot 49.
Don Primrose. Builder. I'm not gonna build over the property line.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, before we start anything, survey, we know where the lines are. And we're several hundred feet from the lines, it's not an issue. You want me to read through? No, but
So, yeah, right. So you don't need to read through it because it's the person.
this is Dan French and this is probably Dan French.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so.
I didn't know they were gonna be here, or could have been here, that's why I'm representing them.
Yeah, because there's no butters, we could dispense with the reading of the questions and the answers. But if you could tell us in your own words, just give us an overview of how, what it is you want to do.
So it's an 18+ acre parcel. Approximately 8 acres is coming out of current use. The application was filed with the town back in the fall. We have a building permit in place today to build a home and a 1,400-foot ADU. And there's no oversight on my part that 1,400 feet has to include the unimproved cellar, if it has a cellar. So coming here to have a two-family home will allow them to have a basement under the ADU. So we're not changing the house plan in any way, just that they'll have a full cellar instead of a substandard cellar. So I can make the basement shorter and have the same home. So basically it'll allow them to have a full basement, things like that.
Okay.
Then it's hundreds of feet from any of the abutters. What you see from the street today is what you'll see when the home is complete. The utilities are in, the wells, and we have state approvals for septic design. It's really allowing this to be sort of a single family home with an ADU, be a
It's all in one structure. So it's like
It's attached ADU, and it's even designed with the connecting door, even though that standard is changing. It's just the way, it's, what it is basically, it's a primary residence and the in-law unit attached. It's all on pretty much one level, thinking of the future. Handicap accessibility, etc. There's not much more to it than that. It's-
yeah. Questions?
Yeah, I don't think so. I was come out and I think you, whatever suggestions that's better if the zoning allows it, then we look at the living place, so that does make perfect sense.
Yeah, we had that issue before with the basement.
Yeah, exactly.
Issue.
It's kind of unusual to, in my part, to see that as living space. It's non-finished, it's just unusual. We've been doing ADUs and we've never used that measurement or attached garage measurement or carport measurement as part of the ADU, so.
We're special.
No, it's good, but it's something that may be addressed in the future.
Yeah.
But you do have a large ADU, you do a larger size than a lot of towns. So,
There are no other questions. Thank you very much. There are no letters in the audience, so I'll close public testimony. Any comments?
Nope, it's pretty straightforward to me.
I feel like the requirements for special exception.
Is there a motion for the vote?
Motion to approve the mission section.
Second?
Did you say you second or?
No, is there a second?
Awesome.
Okay. Any other vote in favor? Yeah. Okay. Yes, and I don't think. Wasn't that easy? Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of towns, prior to, especially when lot lines are closed. Before we pour any footings, you have a survey there beforehand. And if he stakes out property lines, you don't have that issue, even though it's 3 times in 10 years.
Yeah, it was staked.
Yeah,
It was staked. The surveyor, Dan Higgins, it was staked.
so that was a builder's mistake, or who knows.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And we get our lines. So we have our minutes from August 5th. Here they're all fresh. and-
Remember that.
And look at that. Probably.
2025. We have to note that.
There are the additions, changes, deletions. Seeing none. All in favor for adopting the minutes from August 5th, 2025, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, that was unanimous. But you
I
were,
have to recuse myself.
yes. Aye. Yeah.
Always been wrong before. It looks right.
Because it's always there, and you just delete or add whatever you need.
What's that?
Question is, was I?
I said review here.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember who's-
don't rely on that because I could tell you, especially the planning board, because there's 10 of them that are at the meetings usually. Somebody will say, I don't think I was like Jane Bradstreet. She'd be like, I'm pretty sure I wasn't at that meeting. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The cut and pasting.
Yeah, artifact, if you say that.
Only 4 of us and Kristen was the 4th. In the notice of decision August 5th, 2025, and then the additions, changes, deletions. No. Seeing none, All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Alright.
Okay. Is there any additional, business to come before the board? Seeing none, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah. This looks very fancy.